Hey, what's happening? This is Tom, NerdRemix.com. I got a review today of a fiercely independent film. No budget, and it shows some points, but that does not mean this isn't a good film. I hate to use the word throwback to 80s movies, but this is a movie that I easily could have rented when I was a teenager and, used some mind-altering substances with my friends and watched and had a good time. It is called Deadly Detour. And it's written and directed by a man named Mike O'Mahony. And it was, produced and directed by Mike O'Mahony. It was written by Mike and a man named Andrew Hall. Now, Deadly Detour, it's a premise you've seen 1,000 times. Kids get stranded in woods, kids die. But it doesn't really promise more than that. And, of course, you have all the limitations of a low-budget movie. Parts of the lighting and parts of it were like haunted house lighting or something, and of course you got audio problems throughout. I made an independent movie that I had that problem too, so I mean that's something that's easily corrected. As Mr. O'Mahony makes more movies, I think he'll probably correct some of those problems. But actually, a really cool movie. I watched it with a smile on my face the whole time because it doesn't get bogged down in story or character development. It delivers basically a good slasher movie, lots of gore. It has all the things that movie fans like, fans of the slasher genre. It has babes, it has boobs, it has blood, it has beer, and it has a body count. And it also has a busload of the blind. That's a lot of bees. But anyway, the movie proper centers around two groups of kids that are driving to Florida, I guess, to party, and they get stranded in Maryland. Now, one car has Tucker, who is played by Terrence Salmon, and he kind of reminds me of a thinner Gary Delabate from the Howard Stern Show for some reason. But he's kind of the guy that gets picked on a lot. His girlfriend, Dana, played by Tina, I hope I'm pronouncing this right, Kaladze, and Jake, who's played by John Owens, and his girlfriend Ashley, who is played by Julie Ann Homolko, are also in the back seat. And they're kind of the more straight-laced group. And then the other group, you have the partiers. You have the stoners, Preston and Boney. Preston is played by Brian Harrington, and Boney is played by Murphy Richards. You get to see Boney's penis, and I'm not real happy about that. Thanks. And then also you have Sam, the virginal girl, played by Corinne Liz, and then you have the party couple, Jenna, Stacey Hartman, and the fat boozy guy, Zach, played by James Costa. Jenna, Stacey Hartman, hot girl. I don't know why they got her with the fat guy. I don't know. But I did not need to see James Costa's ass. But I'm a fat guy too, so I can appreciate that, but I cannot appreciate his ass. I can appreciate the hot girl though. And you do see her breasts, and they are nice. Actually, the first opening scene of this movie, I don't know who played the girl, but the first victim that comes up against the car, it opens with a couple parking, as many horror movies do. And this chick with an amazing rack covered in blood comes up to the car, and that's kind of cool. But this centers around a local legend, the Goat Man, and he kills people. He dispatches some of these teens. Now, there's a lot of cool stuff. Like I said, you got the partiers. I don't know if they used real weed in this movie. If any of you have seen my movie, we did use real weed in that. But in this movie, I don't know. I kind of think they had a beer endorsement, though. This Konzinger beer. John Owens is wearing a T-shirt, the Jake character, through the whole time. They have a lot of prominently displayed cases of beer that they're drinking through the whole thing. Lots of cool kills in this. And, the thing with a low-budget slasher is the effects are usually lacking. And the effects here are cool. They're practical effects. There's no CGI bullshit. And that's a lot of trap that a lot of low-budget filmmakers fall into. They use low-budget CGI because it's easier than resetting and everything. But low-budget CGI looks even more like shit than high-budget CGI. So I'm glad to use practical effects here, and that's a pitfall of a lot of low-budget slasher films, is that the gore is not believable. Here it's a little over the top, but it looks authentic and it looks cool. There's some really cool kills. The Jenna character in particular dies New York Ripper style. You got to see it to believe it. Awesome stuff. And like I said, a busload of the blind, man. Come on, it's kind of over the top, but it was really cool. And you know what? This movie doesn't wrap the story up. You don't get a bunch of backstory about the Goat Man. And you know what? By the end, you don't give a shit. because this is a fun slasher flick. I smiled through the whole thing. I liked the performances were pretty decent, you know. It's a low budget movie. I don't know if these people have made other films or if it's friends of the director that he got to be in the movie, but everybody does a decent job, and you can tell they had a blast making this movie. And you know, when people have a blast making a horror film and they have a little bit of passion for making a horror film, then the viewer can't help but have a good time to watch it. And I had a good time watching this. Like I said, there's basically no story. There's a lot of technical errors, technical pratfalls, audio problems, stuff like that, that's inherent to a low-budget movie. But it's a slasher flick with kids in the woods getting killed, gorily. There's plenty of gore in this. If you're a fan of the red stuff, you're going to love it. It's a sanguinary mess. But Deadly Detour succeeds in making a fun, low-budget slasher movie. And that's good enough for me, because I like shit like that. I like shit like this. Keep it coming. So anyway, Deadly Detour, for me, gets an 8 out of 10, 80% here. I really enjoyed it. Like I said, I smiled through the whole thing. Check them out on Facebook. Look up the movie on Facebook and like it. I'm sure there's going to be information where you can buy it when they finally do start distributing it. I don't know what they're doing it now. But anyway, and you can win some stuff if you're at Cinema Wasteland at the end of the month from Deadly Detour. And definitely check it out. It's a good movie to sit around. I didn't need to see James Costa's ass, right? I didn't need to see that. I didn't need to see Murphy Richards's, I'm hoping, fake penis. I did enjoy Stacey Hartman with no top on. That was fun stuff. The New York Ripper style killing was cool. And a lot of Fulci-esque gore in this, but no zombies, which, you know, that's another low budget thing. I don't have a lot of money to make a movie. I'm going to make a zombie movie. No. But no, Mike O'Mahony, he went the slasher route, and it succeeds. Like I said, no story, lots of technical errors, a lot of fun to watch. Grab a case and a half of beer and 2 friends, pop this into the DVD player, crank up the home theater so you can hear the low audio parts, and drink and have a good time watching people get fucked up while you're getting fucked up. 8 out of 10. I'm Tom. Support independent cinema. Thanks.